Right now, today also we'll start with another practical to start with the collection framework along with the generics, and then also to work with the constructor, getters and setters, then how to do the encapsulation, and thereafter how to override the equals method, the two-string method, and then if you want to have natural sorting order for the custom defined classes, like implementing comparable interface and then the comparator interface. And then also, in addition to that, we're going to work with the GUI application, how to work with the graphical user interfaces in Java. And then here, how to, again, another aspect of how to work with the JPanels and JFrames. And then we're going to discuss about like how to implement a small system based on those using JPanels, and then how to have different layouts, different designs. So that's what we're going to do today. And finally, based on the time we have, we will try to have another interface to have the usernames and password, and to check the username and password along with the list. That means using the connection framework. Thereafter, we will try to get it from a database and see how we can handle it. Today, we are planning to do much. So I want your support, and then and there, if you have problems, you have to ask. Right. Then please do it with me. So if you are not doing it with me, let me know. Then I can share you just the recordings. No, I have plenty of recordings available, so I can share. Then if you want me to discuss and do, then you have to do it with me. Then I want your support. Then you have to talk to me time to time by unmuting your microphones. So make sure you talk, right? Then I'm not going to call you by name. So when I ask a question, I'm expecting the courtesy of getting a response from you. Right. I think you all can hear me well. So we'll start right now. Here, whatever the machine we're going to do is we're going to implement a vending machine, right? Like similar to a system where you have seen in ATMs, right? Where you have six buttons or three buttons, right? Like in both sides of the ATM. So when the screen changes, like the functionality of the button changes. Right now, first you select the language from the, let's say, now, but how it works. Right now, in the ATM machine, right now you have the screen here, and then you have some set of buttons right now like this. Then uh, each button functionality is different based on the scenario. Right now, at the very beginning, when you click on the button here, this button may be to select the language. And again, the next you may select this button to select your bank card account type, and then you select another button to do some activity. Like to do the withdrawal, also you do the same button here. You select the language from here. You select the card account from here. You select the but you confirm the cash balance from the same button. Right now, the same button has many functionalities, multiple functionalities based on the different states. So we're going to implement a similar system like that to implement the states, and then we're gonna see what are the functionalities and how those can be achieved through the basic programming. Right now, this is what we're gonna do. Right now, we have a class called item, and then item class we're gonna have these features: item ID, name, quantity, price, reference, and then we're going to have the constructor, getters and setters, and then we're going to implement the equals method and toString method, and we're going to implement the comparable interface for the item class. Right now, these are the similar designs what you're going to do. Right now, when you let's say here, I'm going to have only five buttons here. Right now, in order to make your work easier. Right now, when you click on this search button, right now, you will be able to search, and then when you click on insert, you would be able to insert, and then when you select delete, you would be able to delete, and so on. You can do it, and thereafter I can give you an assignment exercise for you to handle it by yourself, right? To do certain different activities. Right now, here for the same button, I'm not going to implement multiple functionalities, but right now I will show you those as well. Right now, how can you handle those as well? Right. Actually, shall we do something similar to that? Mhm. We'll do this first, and then I'll give you an example. If you complete and if you have difficulties and if you ask, then I'll explain how to handle it. Right. So let's start with this. Now, first of all, we need to start with the item class. Um, right, then we will start with the item class. Now, let me do this project. I don't need it anymore. Delete. Right. Now I'm going to create another class school item. And I'm going to have a package called whatever the package. Right now I have package code. Inside the package code, I'm going to have the class item. Right now here it will create a folder called code, and then inside that the Java class called item. Right now, let's copy the item first, and we're going to have the item ID, integer item ID, and string item name. And the integer quantity, and then the float price, and then integer preference. All right, what is the purpose of preference, right? Do we have the buying part? Here we don't have preference. Okay, we don't need the preference right now. Okay. This is just to display it now, not for the selling part. Then you can do the selling part later on. Right now, in addition to that, okay. For the later use, we will have preference. Preference. Right now, we are done with this. So it's a matter of getting the constructor. Right now, let's insert code. Right click constructor. Okay, we get the constructor. And for the time being, I'm not gonna generate the getters and setters. Okay, we'll generate no. Yeah, select getter and setter, select the fields you want. You can select encapsulate key, and you can generate the getters and setters. And then we'll have the toString method also. Right now, whenever you want to print the item objects, right now, how it should be displayed, you're gonna define in the toString method. Now that you already know, let's see how can you do that. Right now, right click, insert code. We can select the toString. Right now, I want to display the item ID. Item ID, and then the item name. Then the quantity. And then the price. Price, and then the preference. Preference, I'm not gonna display the preference, right? Let's say I don't want to display the preference, so that's it. Right now, I want to, sometimes I may require to compare the items by the item ID. So I'm going to implement the equals method as well. Equals. Right now, this will generate the hash code as well. Since I'm not using the hash code, I'm going to move it. Right now, what I'm going to do is, yes, I'm going to compare item type objects, then distort item ID equals other item ID. Right. Okay. So yeah, done with this. Now, if you want to sort the item class objects, let's say we want to sort by the quantity, and so I'm going to implement the comparable interface. Let's implement the comparable interface. Now this will become the natural sorting method of this class. Then if you're implementing the comparable interface, it is a must. You have to implement the compare to method. So right click insert code, implement the method compare to. Right now here I said I want to implement the comparison to done by the quantity in descending order, let's say. Then I'm going to return the object dot o dot quantity minus quantity. So this would be get sorted in descending. Right. Because this method has to return an integer value. Actually, it is looking for a sign negative plus 0 if the of this compared item object the parameter whatever the past item quantity is greater than the quantity, it would return positive value. If the past item quantity is less than the compared item quantity, it would return a negative value. If both are the same, it would return 0. Now that's what this compare to method does. Right now. Um, Now we are done with this. Right now we are done with this. So it's a matter of right. Let's say we will have another method as a to sort by the price also. Right then we'll have another class also created sort by price. Sort by price, and then to sort the price by price, we need to implement the comparator interface. And the type of objects we need to compare is item type. We have to implement the compare method and implement insert code compare. Right now here we need to sort by the price. Now this is a separate class, therefore we have to call the get methods. Right now price in ascending order, let's say. Now we need to return an integer value, but the object one dot get price is a float value, and minus object 2 dot get price is another float value. Then float minus float would be a float. So we have to return an integer value. So what we have to do is we have to get the float value first, sort it out, and then we need to convert it into an integer. Let's convert it to an integer because we need to return an integer value. Now this is to sort by ascending order. Right now sort by price in ascending order. Right. If you want, you can come up with many more. So, right. Let's start with the designs first now. Right now, I will. Right. So, let's start the design. But now, first of all, I want you to open JFrame form and the JPanel form to a class and quickly go through this like quickly at a JPanel form to a class and then quickly add a JFrame form and then try to see is there any differences in those frame and the panel. Is there any difference? If there are the difference, let me know quickly. Right now, if you observe the panel and the frame, right now both are Java classes which are available in Java language. Right now, both are used as containers. Right now, JPanel, the parent class is a JComponent class, and JFrame also a container where the parent is JFrame class. Right then, JPanel can be used as a container. Therefore, we can have different components put inside the JPanel. We can use it to group together. And the JFrame also, we can say it is a container, but JFrame we use to host elements. Therefore, they both look the same. Right now, if you open JPanel and JFrame, they both look the same. JPanel form, let me add JPanel form. JFrame form, right? Now this is JFrame form, and let me add a JPanel form as well. Right, new JPanel form. Right now, you can see here the JFrame and JPanel. Similarly, it gives you some area where you can see where you can design your whatever the interface, right? Therefore, now this is the JPanel. Now this is the area we can have the design. Therefore, this is the area where we can put the controllers from this palette. We can drag and drop, and then we can arrange it in order. Therefore, we can because JPanel has its own coordination system. Therefore, we would be able to it would be able to track the position, and then we would be able to easily work on this. Right now, this is the container class. This is the subclass of the J component. Therefore, this is used to group the components together. Right now, here if you go to the source, right now this is the what we see. Right now, what we see as the design, and this is the source. Now this is the backend. Right now, the backend or the source view of this JPanel, you can see this is the JPanel. It's a subclass of the JPanel class. Right now, this is a subclass of the JPanel class. Right now, it has the constructor, and then it has a method called init components. Right, and then this method is called from the constructor. The init components is auto-generated. We don't have to touch this. it says this is method is called within the constructor to initialize the form. Then therefore, whenever you do a change to the form here, it would be automatically generated. Now, for an example, if I add a label here and if I add a button here, let's say, if you go to the source, you can see the label you have added is declared, initialized here. The value you have set is set here, and the button you have set the value is here. Right now, for an example, you change it to hello, and let's say the label we change it to EEE. Right now, those values would be here. See, this has been auto-generated. Here we have initialized these components, and then we have assigned the values, and then you can see the size of the form, and then where you have put the label. Right now, where you have at the button, right, everything is written here, auto-generated, and the variables were declared because we have added only a button and the label. So you can see from the JButton class, we have added JButton1. From the JLabel class, we have added the JLabel1. Right now, this is the variable declaration. This is auto-generated. And here, this is where those variables got initialized. And this is how the init components keep a track of this. Right now, what happens actually? Right now, if you do not call the init components method inside the constructor, then when you open this form, all right, you won't see anything. Whenever you open this design, right now, you will not be able to see anything right now if you do not call the constructor. Right, the constructor calls the init components, then init components will display, will instruct the codes right now where you have the controllers you have put, and then everything is set here inside the init components. So init components is auto generated. Every time you do a change to the form, it would be regenerated. Right now, that is how the J panel. Right. Therefore, the main advantage of JPanel class is can use to group components together. Then it has multiple layouts, and then right now here in the for the JPanel, right now you can see here for the JPanel and the JFrame. Right now, if you consider the JPanel and the JFrame, now this is JFrame. Right now, if you look at the JFrame, this is how it looks like, and this is how it looks like. JFrame, right? JPanel and JFrame. The JFrame represent a framed window, and then it is a reference to a content pane, and then this JFrame is a subclass of the frame class, and then it is from the swing package, and then in the JFrame it can have multiple inner frames. Therefore, each inner frame is completely dependent on the parent frame, right? Therefore, um, if you want to have like now here you can see this is a J panel, right? Now this is a J panel, also Java X.Swing J panel. This is J frame. This is also Java X.Swing J frame. Right now both are swing interfaces. Right now you can see every other swing application start with the J frame. Right now if you want to start with the J swing applications, then it has to be swing application start from the J frame class. Why? Because of that, you can see if you go through the JFrame class here, it has a main method. So JFrame is the one who start the JSwing applications. Therefore, JFrame comes with the border and a title bar, and then there are several methods which we can use with it. And then JFrame has a main method. And similarly, JFrame also, whenever we drag and drop the elements, see, whenever we drag and drop the elements, the automatically the init components method regenerated, the variables get declared, and everything happens. So we don't have to worry about this init components method that is regenerated every time whenever you do a change. Right. Then basically JPanel is used to host components group together, and JFrames we use as a window or right now to start swing applications. Then we could use JFrames as a standalone application to host swing applications. Right. And based on the weight wise also JFrame is heavyweight and JPanels are lightweight. Then JPanels are used to have the components added and group the components. JFrames are used to add multiple JPanels on top of the JFrame. Right. Then we'll see how to work with the JFrames and JPanels and so on. Right now, since I want to run this application itself, I need to work with the JFrame. As I said earlier, all the Swing applications start with the JFrame. So right now, I'm gonna go ahead with the JFrame. Right now, let me remove this JPanel. I don't need it anymore. Right. And the JFrame, I'm going to refactor and then I'm going to call it as item GUI. I'm going to call it as item GUI. Item GUI. Right. Then I have renamed this item GUI as well. So I can resize the item class, whatever the this interface size. So now let's start the design. Right now, I said that on top of this JFrame, we can have multiple JPanels added. Right now, this is the palette. If you don't see the palette here, right now, you can find it from the Windows palette. Right now, Windows ID Tools palette. Right now, if you can't find it, just select Reset Windows. If you click on the Reset Windows, right now, it would reopen the NetBeans application. Right now, it would reopen the NetBeans application, right? Okay, then what you have to do is right now I need to add some panels on top of this. I need to add some panels. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add 3 panels from here, and I'm just going to add see the layout first of all. Right now under the navigator, I'm going to work with the navigator view as well. Here you can see the navigator. If you don't see the navigator, window navigator. Right. Now this is the design I'm going to select. Right now, the layout I have is pre-design. Currently, I'm in the pre-design layout. So I can just put the items wherever I want, and then I can do it. Now, this is not what I want. I don't want to keep the elements wherever I want. Right. Okay. First of all, let's say we will design the all right. We'll work with the free design. So that I'm going to add a new interface, JFrame form. I'm going to call it as login GUI. Login GUI. Right. Now the login GUI, I have the login GUI. So in the login GUI, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to work with the pre-design layout. Now this is the free layout. What I'm going to do is here, I'm going to have some label and I'm going to add a label. I just drag and drop a label. And here for the label, I'm going to type username. Right now, I need to get the username label right now. So I need to rearrange the size right now, username. And if you feel like the size you have set is not enough, then you can see once you drag and drop a label or any component, you can right click and then select properties. Or else when you click it on here, this right side here, bottom right side, you will see the controllers. All the properties you can have for this component would be displayed here. If the size is not enough, then you don't have to worry. Just select the font and then change the font size, whatever the font size you want, and then do it. And then you can rearrange. Right now, you can do it like that. Right. So it's up to you. And you can see here, whenever you do a change to a property, now that property would get bolded here. Then you know the properties you are tampered with. Right. Now I'm going to set it as 12. All right. Now username. And then I need to have another label, which is password. So I'm going to have it here. I'm going to rename it as password. Right. How can you rename the text here? Right now, every component, you can't just double click. Okay, remember that. Because then if you double click on that, then that would create another method like we call as action perform event. Right. Every, like if it is a button, there's like button is to click. Right now, whenever you click on the mouse, what should happen? You can write a code on it. So there are events. Right. So when you want to change the name, right click on here, select edit text. Right click on the label and select edit text, then uh, you can do the change for the letter. Right now, I'm gonna set it like this. Right, username and the password. Right, username, password. Okay, then user has to enter the username, right? So I need to have user to enter the username. Then I'm gonna add the text field. Right, I'm gonna add a text field. Then you can rearrange the size of the text field, and then if you don't want the values, then you can right click edit text and remove the display text. Right now, for the password also, let's say I'm gonna add the text field. I'm gonna add a text field for the password as well. Right now, I'm done with this, and then I need to have a button. Let's say two buttons. I need to have. Then same controller I need to add multiple times, so I can press and hold Shift, and then I can add the same. I can add the same. See. Right. Otherwise, if you do not press and hold the shift, you cannot. Once you select item from the palette, you can only at once now. But if you keep and hold the shift, you can press and hold. Then you can have multiple times. You can add it. Right now, I'm gonna have log in or sign in and sign in. Okay, let's say cancel. And then let's say clear, right click and clear. Don't double click. If you double click on it, it would trigger the click event, right? So I don't want to trigger the click event. So I just don't double click. Right now, we are done with this. Right now, we have done the design. Right now, when you click on the form, right, let's say the JFrame. Right now, you can see under the properties, there's a title as well, because there is no title we have configured here. Now, this is it. Look, this is how it looks like. So I want to have the title. Right now, here from the form, when you click on the JFrame itself, then you can see the title. Now, from the title, I'm going to type what login interface, login, user login. Now I'm going to say user login. Right now, when you type it, now when you open this, it will display the title as user login here. Right now, let's run this application, run this interface and see how it looks like. Now, no coding done yet, only these, right? Even though beforehand, if you just go to the source, you can see they have a lot of variables. Based on the components we have added, the variables were declared. And if you go to the init component, see all these variables are initialized, the position and the values we have, everything is set here, right? So, if you right click and select run file only for this login GUI, then that would display like this. That would display like this. Then username, let's say I'm going to type Jane. And for the password, let's say I'm going to type ABC123. Now, my problem is the password also very visible, like the username. Then, whenever you enter the password, you don't leave it like this, right? So, we have done some changes. We have to done some changes because password cannot be a text field. So remove the text field from the password and let's add a password field. Right, then you can add a password field from for the password. Right now, what happens with the password field is when you open a password field. Right now, whenever you type, it will mask what the inputs you enter. Right now, it would mask like this. See? Right now we are done with this. Now what I'm going to do is here, right, this is how we can do the pre-design. We just add the items here and there wherever we want, and then we can do the coding, right? Now, first of all, we'll see, right, how to have this based on array list, let's say. Um, or else let's say hard coded values, then you can code edit it to work with an array list, right? Right. So right. Then we'll see how can we do the backend as well. Okay. Right now for this. Okay. Now first of all, we need to get what user has entered now, right? So and we'll leave this also a little while, and then we'll have small application, another one for your reference, right? Easy one, to start with something called cal, right? Cal. Right now for this cal, I'm gonna have two labels for the number one and another label for number two and two text fields to get the number input one and input two, and I'm gonna have some buttons. Right now, I'm gonna have four buttons like addition, subtraction, multiplication, uh, division. Right now, only these and a label and another text field to display the result. Right now, we'll start with this first, and then we'll go ahead with the rest later. Right now, we're gonna have number one, number x. Okay, let's say we have x, we have y. Right now we have x and we have y, and then we have the result. Let's say I'm gonna line into our left. Right then we have the text field. This plus and this is minus and this is multiplication and this is division. Right. Now let's remove the text here. Right now, let's see how does it looks like. We'll do some changes for this as well. Right now, what I want to do is like now when I run this, I want to display when I run this whatever the user entered x and y. I need to get from the user, and then I want to display. Right now, let me show you further as well. Now see, whenever I change this, the controllers go here and there. It's very difficult. Now I'm going to add a panel, and I'm going to add a J panel, and then for this J panel, I'm going to put these containers onto the J panel here. Right now, this is the J panel. First of all, I'm going to select the J panel and add a border for it. Then I can clearly visible see it, and I'm going to have a line code. Right. Now I can see the panel. So I can click on the variables I'm looking for, labels. I'm going to put it here. Right now, I'm going to add this plus minus. I'm going to get the same width, and I'm going to set the same height. Right. Right, and this is how it gonna looks like now. So I can control this here easily. Then I can drag and drop here and there easily. See, right now in this JFrame also, if I want to have title border, right, you can select this border in the panel, and then you can select the border, and I can say title border, and then you can say calculator. Right now, we would define it as a calculator. And also we can have the name, that means the title for this JFrame. Select on the JFrame, then you can see the title. You can have basic calculator. Right now this would display, like when you open this would display basic calculator. Right now what you need to do is whatever you have typed here, and then right then if you click on the addition or whatever the controller here, then the result should be displayed here. So I don't want to type on this results field, so I don't want to type it here. Then only to the results to be displayed, not to type by the user. Then you can click on this field, remove the editable field from the properties. Right now when you remove editable, um, you will not be able to select, you will not be able to use it because it is not editable. Right now it would be disabled for the user. Right now let's see how can we do it. Now first let's if you go to the right now in this one, if you click on this button, if you click on this add button, right now let's say plus button, if you click on the plus button, need to happen. So you can see when you initially this is how the source code looks like. You have the init components, main method, and that's it, nothing, right? Now, here, when you click on this button, right now, that is what you call as an event. You can see there's an event called action performed event, or you can select mouse, click the event. Right now, when you double click on this button, whenever you just double click on the button, it will generate the action performed event. It would generate the action performed event. See, this has been registered now. These are not no action performed event. Right now, what we need to do, first we need to get the x and y values. Right now, since it is a calculator, all right, now let's say we may enter the float value. So we don't know, we'll get the float x and float y. Float x is equals to, right now we need to get it. From where we need to get it? Right now we need to get it from this calculator class. Right now, calculator class, we have used this text field. This text field has a name, jtextfield1. So we can take it as jtextfield1, right? In the calculator class, in the source. Right now we can say jtextfield1 dot, we need to get the text. Then there's a method called getText. Now getText method is returning a string value. Now, the using the string value, we can't deal with the numbers, no? So we need to convert it to a float. Then we're going to call the wrapper float dot pass float, float dot pass float. Then we're going to pass the string here. Right now, we can convert it to a float. Right now, float x, and then we could say float y. Right now, what happens here now? We have two variables x and y. We get this right now. We can see the answer also. And load C is z equals x plus y. Right now we are done the calculation. Now we need to set it back to the. We need to set it back to the uh, j text field 3. Right now this is the text field 2. Now for the text field 3, then we can say j text field 3 has a method called set text. Right now we can set text, you need to pass a string value. Then if you just pass the, right now you can see you will be getting an error because the is a float. Then you need to pass it as a string. Then if you add into any string with the plus operator, then that would become as a string. So you could do it like this. Right now, let's see how this gonna looks like. Right now when you do it, right now insert code. No, not insert code, right click, run file. We need to build this. Cal class run file. Right now you can see uh, when you run this, it would open the interface we have declared here like this. Now you can see the basic calculator is the name we have given, and then we have used the title border in a panel, and then you can see the result is not visible here. Right now, this is not enough space, it seems. Right, we'll handle it later. Right now, this we cannot type. Right now, we can type it here. 10 and 5. And if you click on minus, multiplication, division, nothing would happen. But if you click on plus, it has to take the value of this variable and this variable, and then would display here. Here we cannot edit. Right. Now let's adjust it accordingly quickly. What you have to do. Right now it seems there's a problem here. Right now. Right now we can see the code behind here. This is what we have done. Right now, you can do it for the rest as well. How can you do that? When you click on the other buttons, like for an example, minus, you can just double click and then you could do the same. Only thing is we need to have the subtraction here, right? If it is multiplication, you can right click if you want event action, action performed, and then we could do this for the multiplication. And if it is for the division, you can go to the design, even if you want double click, and then you can just have it like for the division. Right. So this is how we could write easily, and then you can come up with the design. Even if you want, you can have background color as well. Right now, if you want, you can have a background color like this, if you wish. Right now, you can run it and see how it works. Now, this is how it looks like. Now, when you turn 10, and then if it is 5, whenever you say plus, it gives you the 15, subtraction, multiplication, division, like this, it would give you. Right. If you want to clear this as well, we can have another button also here. Something called clear. You can have button called clear. Right now, when you click on the clear button also, let's say I want to say I want to clear all the fields, so I can do it like jtext field one dot set text null, and then I can do the same thing for text field one, text field two, text field three. Right. Right. Also, like now, after when you click on the clear button, if you want the cursor to appear on this right now, if you do it like this, now what happens here is when you run this file, right now, yeah, right now when you do it, like let's say some values, and then if you click plus or whatever these answers are getting, and if you click clear right now, it will clear all the values, but the cursor will not appear like this. See? So if you want to let that happen, then you can call jtextfield1 dot request focus. Then jtextfield1 dot request focus will do the thing. It would appear the cursor on there, right? Now this is what we did. Right now, I'll give you 2 minutes time for you to work on this, and thereafter we will see. Right now, this is how we have the buttons and we did it. Right now, you can see the same code has been um, duplicating the getting the user inputs and so on. Right then, how can we handle such a situation? Right now, for an example, uh, how can we handle it? Now, for an example, let's say if we have an options to select right now, if you have some radio button to select, how can we do it? If you have a radio button to be select, how can you do it? We will do this. Therefore, just I'll give 2 minutes time for you to complete. Quickly do it. In the meantime, if you have questions, please ask. Removing the buttons because I don't need these buttons anymore. Right. Let me remove the buttons, and then instead of buttons, here I'm going to have one button just to say calculate or something. And then here I'm going to have the clear button here. And I'm going to have another button called calculate. Right now, let me say I'm going to call it as calculate. Right now I have a button called calculate. And then here I have a button called clear. Right now the design, you can come up with your own design. I'm not good in designing this, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I feel like I want these radio buttons to be added. So right now it's a matter of time. Now we're going to come up with the radio buttons. 1, 2, and 3, and then the 4. Right now I am going to come up with the radio button saying plus, minus, all right, then multiplication, and then the division. Right click, edit text, do that. Right now we have added the radio buttons. Right now, now when you add the radio buttons, you know for sure that you can add the radio buttons. Right? Why are you adding the radio buttons normally? Normally you add the radio buttons. Right now for what purpose? Whenever you have multiple options and whenever you want user to select only one option. Whenever you want user to select only one option, you use the radio buttons, right? So now I have added the radio buttons. Right now, 4 of them I have added. Right now, I'm gonna see. Right now, what happened now? Okay. Right. Results. What's so? The labels are there. The text one, text 2. Right. Right now, this is how it looks like now. Right now, let's see how this is gonna looks like. Right now, let's run this and see. Now, so I have put the radio buttons right now just to select the operator, and then I wanted to select only once, right? Only one operator, but unfortunately now I can select all the buttons. Right now, this is not what I want to do, no, right? So I want to select only one operator at once, right? So remember that if you add the radio buttons, there's another controller called button group that also has to be added. Now see the button group. Now here under the J navigator, you can see a button group. Here you can see the 3 labels, 3 text fields, 2 buttons, and 4 radio buttons, right? So I'm going to add a button group here to this button group. Right now, the button group is not visible though. Here, right now, there are 2 button groups I have added right now. Remove it. Right now, you can see the button group I have added here under the other components. Button group is there. Right now, what I have to do is select the button group, and from the properties, right now, you can see there's a button group. So go to the each button, right? Go to the each radio button, select the button group property, and then select the button group. Right now, I have the button group 1. So select the button group as group 1. Select the button group as group 1. Right now, now all 4 of them in the same group. Therefore, only one can be selected at a time. Right now, you can see all 4 is selected now. Right now, Right now, what you have to do is now, okay, then we need to have the coding right now. First of all, we'll make sure we can only select one button at a time, whether the button group is working properly. Right now, here, now you can see only one radio button can be selected because there's a group now. It works as a group, right? Now what you need to do is, when you click on the calculate, it has to check the user input values and then it has to do it. And without inserting the values here, if you click the calculate, it will give you an error saying number format exception because empty string. Right now that has not handled here, right? Okay. I'm not going to go much further here. So what I need to do is now, let me hide these components. Right now, when I click on this calculate button, when I click on the calculate button first, I need to get this inputs from the user, right? And thereafter, I need to I need to select which radio button is selected. Then I can say if J radio button 1 is selected, J radio button 1 dot is selected. If it is selected, it will return true. Right now, if the radio button 1, we don't know which one is the radio button 1. So when you click on this, you can see from the properties what is the name. Plus, if the J radio button 1 is selected, I can say what? JXP3 dot set text plus x plus y. Right. Now, likewise, I can have if it is the radio button 2. Radio button 2 is subtraction. If the radio button 2 is subtraction. So else if J radio button 2 is selected, I need to do the subtraction. Right. And if it is the radio button 3, I need to do the multiplication. Right. Now I need to do the multiplication. If it is the radio button 4, if it is the radio button 4 selected, that means we need to do the division. And if it is not selected, if none of the operators were selected, we need to display, please select an operator. Select an operator. Right now, I have done this, please select an operator right now, but I have write like system.out.println, okay? Right now, let's see what will happen now. Right. Now, when you open this, all right, now you can see here, I'm going to say 10 and 5 here, and then if you say plus, calculate 15, multiplication 50. Right, now you can see the answers, right? Now, if you have not selected anything, right now it would display, right now, if you do not enter, if you do not enter, select the operator and if you click calculate, right now we will be getting an error. Why? We are trying to convert this into a, like here, this conversion happens first, no? Right, then after selecting, after entering a value and if you do it, right, now do it and it will give you a message saying now, please select an operator. Now this is, the user won't see this, right? Since user won't see, there's no point of showing a console out. Right now, make sure we need to display a message. For in order to display a message, then we need to use a dialog window. Right. So we can have J option pane dot show message dialog. Show message dialog. We can have the there are overloaded methods are there. You can have any. I'm going to use this in the root pane. The message is I need to have please select an operator. Right now, the message is please select an operator. The title, let's say warning. Warning. I'm going to say the warning and the message type. I don't know what are the types available. So let's see what are the message types available. J option pane dot. We can have about default error, information, properties, questions, warning message. Warning message means this is used for warnings, and that means you just need to pass two. Even if you just select this warning message or just select rather selecting these all the things, you can just pass two because the number two represent the warning message type. Or else you can select J option pane dot warning message. Right now, that would get displayed. Right now, let's see how this would handle. Now, that means if you do not enter, if you do not select an operator like this, if you do not select an operator, and if you click on this, it will give you a warning saying, please select an operator. Please select an operator. I have been repeated twice. Please select SC an operator, right? So we don't need to repeat it two times. Right. Like this is how we could do this using the radio buttons right now. So the next option is I feel like this is also not what I want. I want to have a what drop down menu, right? Where you have the operator select from the drop down and then you perform the rest. Right now, let's try out doing that as well. Oh, I'll give you 1 more minute for you to try this, and thereafter we'll try it with using the drop down. And then we can go to this login interface because you have now experience of how to deal with the basic components. And then we're going to start the today's work. I'll give you 2 minutes quickly work out. We're not going to work with the radio buttons anymore. Right, let's say now I don't feel like radio buttons no longer required, so let's remove it. Okay, we have removed the radio button, so the button group also I no longer required. I have removed it. Instead of it, are the checkboxes. Like you can't have checkboxes for this option, no? Right. So we're gonna have a combo box. We're gonna have a combo box. We're gonna have a combo box here where you're gonna select the operation. Right now, for this combo box, we need to have these operations. So we can have the properties here. You can see the properties. These are the components we have. So we'll have the components right now. Select an operator. Select. Select. Add. Okay, we can have plus operator, minus operator, multiplication operator, division operator. Right. Okay, now this is how you're gonna see this. Select, and from this you will be able to select the components. Right now, let's run it and see how it gonna looks like, and then how can we do the coding. Right. So now we have just used the right now. What does it say? Cannot find symbol. Yes, there's a problem. Why these radio buttons no longer available? So for the time being, let's make it as a comment out. Now we can write. Right. So this is how it looks like now. We can see these operators are there. Right. So right now, let's see how can we work with this. Right now, how can we figure out which one has been selected right now? Okay. Okay. Let's get to the source now. I need to check whether if right now we have used a combo box, J combo box right now. First, remove the comment, and then we'll see if J combo box one dot. How can it figure it out. Get selected. We have selected item or selected index right now. Selected index right now. Allow selected items that are not in the list. Not always defined. Allow select, returns -1 if there is no selected item of the user. Specified an item which is not in the list. Right now, first of all, let's say we don't know which one to be done. Right now, get selected index if it is 0. Right? Get selected index is equals to 0. Right now, we don't know whether this is going to work out. Right now, first of all, we need to make sure what is the index number. Right now, to 1, else if equals to 2, and else if equals to 3. Right. We need to have this also. Index field. Yes. Right. Now, else. Right. Now, let's see whether how this gonna work out. Right. Now, when you run this now, let's figure it out which combo box has been value has been selected and so on. Right. Now, let's have some values 10 and 20, 10 and 5. If you select, okay, right, no, nothing is working out. Why is now? Because why? Now we have triggered, okay. Now we have done the coding for button for action performed event. Actually, we don't need to have the button for action performed, right? So we will take this code and then we'll make sure when you click on the combo box to be triggered. So event action perform. For the combo box, when you trigger the action, that means when you select an item from the combo box. So this button is no longer required now. Calculate button is not required anymore because we don't need to use it anymore. Right. So let's run it and see. Now, what is this zero? Now, the problem is we need to figure out which one is the index number right now. If you figure the source here right now, if we select, now we got an error. Now, what is the error we are getting? Okay, first of all, we need to have the values. That is here right now. If you select, or if you select plus, you get the answer. If you select, you get the total. That means zeroth index means the first one. If you select the zeroth index, we need to say what? Please select and operate. Right now, please select and operate. Right now, if it is, let's say we can start with, if it is 1, we can perform this. If it is 2, we can perform this. If it is 3, we can perform this. And if it is 4, we can perform this. And if you want, we can have this as the first condition, right? If this is equals to 0, do this. And then we can have else if it is 1. Right. Now let's format this, then it will be clear. Right now, if it is selected to 0, it would do this. Right now, else if, and then last else not required. Right now, here it will suggest you replace a chain of if with switch. It's easier. Right now, I'm not gonna go ahead with the switch. Then I'm gonna go with this. Right now, let's figure it out how this is gonna work. You can have a value here 10 and 2, and if it is select, it will say please select an operator plus minus multiplication and division and clear would do this, right? Not it will not select this value as well. Right now, if you want to, right, when you clear, when you set clear, right now, if you want to set like J combo box one dot, can you do the set selected index? Let's see, set selected index, and if you can say it as 0, let's see that also working. Right now, that means if you click on clear, if you want to set the selected index value as 0, right now required run by. Right now, let's say we have some values and then plus, and if you say clear, it would set the selected index value as this. But there's another problem now again. Here, when you do this select right now, and again, it triggers the action for formed event. So this would be handled. Right now, we need to handle this because the values has not been selected now. Right, therefore, this is just for your reference. Right, because we if the values are not being given for the x and y in variables, it will give you an error because you are trying to convert it to float. No? Right. Okay, quickly try this. Then we'll try to get the user input and see username and password thing, and thereafter we will see how to work with the today's work, and then we'll go with the database. Right, I'll give you 1 minute. Quickly try out. Right now, we are done with this, so I don't need this. Okay, I will leave this for a while. Okay, I'm gonna cancel this. Calvert Java. Right. So, what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna go to the login GUI. Okay, login GUI. Right now, what I need to do here, this is the interface. Right now, whenever user enters the username and password, I want to say use if it is the correct username, I want to say access granted to something, and then open the calculator class for the time. Right? Okay. Now let's write the code behind. When you click on the sign in, this need to be done. Right click on sign in. Double click on the sign in button. Let's hide this unique components method. Right now, this is where we have the action button one action performed event. So we can have string username is equals to j text field one dot get text. Right. And we need to get the password as a string password pw is equals to we have used the j password field one dot get text. Now you can see it is displayed here, but it is depreciated, so it is strike through. So if you read the description, as of Java 1.2, this is replaced by get password because this method has been depreciated. So even though this will work, but now since it has been depreciated to get password method, we'll go with the get password. Now the get password, when you click on the get password, you would be able to see right now this is returning a char array. So it is returning a char array. So char array, we can't just write it as store it in a string variable. No? Then we need to convert this into a string dot value of. Using the string dot value of method, we gonna pass the char array, so we can save it as a string now. Now I'm gonna check whether if the username and the password. If the username equals, if the username if the username equals to the what let's say admin, if the username equals, let's say I don't mind user having the username, the case I don't check, so I can have equals ignore case. Right now if it is admin, if the username is admin, and if the username equals ignore case admin, and we can have the password dot equals the password has to be matched exactly, so equals method I'm going to use. Let's say a capital B simple C 1 2 3. Right. If it is ABC 1 2 3, right now I want to display access granted. So I want to display access granted. So from the calculator GUI, I have used but the J option pane show message dialog box. No? Then I'm going to copy on that here. I'm going to display. Um, all right, we need to import this. What we're going to display? You access granted, access granted, access granted. We'll have the title saying hello or welcome. Welcome, and I want to display the username. So the username I can get it from plus username is admin, right? Welcome plus UN, and this is not a warning message anymore. This is an information message, so we can take it as an information message. Right, just click on the information message. But now we're gonna pass an information message, access granted, welcome. Right. And else, I want to display saying invalid user credentials, invalid wrong username or password, wrong username or password. Try again. And then we are done with this, right? Warning message we will display, right? At the same time, we'll have the clear method as well. The clear method, when you click on the clear method, I want to clear the j text field 1 dot set text, now empty, and then j password field dot set text. We can call empty, and then we can request the focus for j text field 1 dot request focus if the cursor wants to appear. Right, and then if we want to say try again, and afterwards we could display. After you call the try again, if you want, you can call this clear method. How can you call the clear method? Clear method is this action button 3 event. So you can call the action button 3 event. Then it would clear if it is the wrong username password. If you wish to clear it, if you wish to clear only, you have to do it. For the timing, I'm going to cancel it. And I don't need the cancel button. No, cancel button won't do anything. No, I have the sign in and I have the clear button. Right now, sign in and the clear. Right now, let's run it and see how the login interface is working. Right now, if you open login.gui, right now, user login GUI, it will ask you to enter the name admin, and if I type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 something, and sign in with wrong username or password, and it won't get clear. Why? We have not called the clear bit. Let's call the clear method as well. Now, right now, right click on the login GUI, select run file. Right now, admin 1, 2, 3, 4 something, and then sign in a wrong username or password. If you click OK, it would clear because it calls this action button 3. Right now, admin ABC123. Again wrong because you need to pass capital, but simple admin, let's say admin, simple admin, A capital BC 123. Then if I click sign in, it says access granted, access granted, right? Now let's say I want to display access granted. And also, let's say now I want to display, like once the access granted message displayed, I want you to open the calculator class, right? I want you to open the calculator class. So if you want to open the calculator class, then from the calculator class, you can take a copy of this from the main method saying new calculator class, you can call and set visible true, right? So if it is once you display the message, we can say new cal.set visible true, and then you can hide this interface. So you can say this dot set visible, this dot set visible false, this dot set visible false, this dot set visible false. Now this dot set visible false would hide this interface, and then it will open the calculator interface. Right now, let's see how this will work out. Right. Now, if you use the exact username and the password, valid username and the password, admin A capital BC123, it would say sign in and access granted. If you click OK, this would get hidden and then the calculator class would get open, right? If you close, both will get closed. Because why both will get closed? Because if you don't want to hide this, you can just leave this. You don't have to put this dot set visible false, right? Now you can hide it, make it as a comment. So if you run this, uh, now what happens here is it won't get hidden. It won't get hidden. The current interface, now this is the first interface now. Admin A capital B C123. Now this would be state, right? By admin A B C123 and access granted. this would be displayed, and then in the meantime it would open the calculator. And either one will, if you click on the close button, the system will get closed. Why is it? Because here we have selected in this frame exit on close, and then for the calculator also we have selected exit on close. Right now, let's say exit on close. Therefore, either one closes will exit. Right. Therefore, let's say if you don't want to, when you close the login GUI, if you don't want to close it, then go to the default close operation and then select dispose. Select dispose. If you select dispose, then only when you click on the calculator class close button, it would get closed. Otherwise, it won't get closed. Right. That means system will not stop. Even now you can see here. Right now it will open a new application here right now. Then admin A capital BC 123. And when you click sign in, access granted, click OK. Then the calculator will come. Right now, closing this won't close the entire system. The system is running. But when you click on close, only this would get closed. Right now, this is how we do it. Okay, you can try out this. I'll show you the source. Right now, okay, quickly try out this, and thereafter we'll start with the today's. let's start with the whatever the item class thing what we have started on previously, and thereafter, if you have time, we'll come back to this one and see how to connect it with the database, right? So, right, right now I'm back into this. Okay, I don't need this to be displayed and this to be displayed. Yeah, item GUI. Right now, here this is where I'm gonna work with the item GUI. So let's have the panels. Now we have some idea how to work with this. Now previously we have worked with the free design, and then so once you open this item GUI, I want you to select right now. Let's create a new package first. And the calculator and the login, I'm gonna move it to the right. Okay, here we have item class, item GUI, and sort by price. Then right click on this item GUI here and select the layout. Here pre-design is default. So I'm going to change it to border layout. Border layout. So we have the border layout. Then select a panel from the palette. So you can see whenever you move the panel to a border, it would appear like this. So for the time being, I'm going to have one panel here, and I'm going to have another panel here. Only two panels. I'll be using one panel and first panel and the second panel. On panel one, I'm going to have some set of buttons which have been used previously for search, and I have insert, update, delete, and remove. Remove. No, we can decide how to do it. Sort. Right now, we'll have the search. Now let's change the text. Search, add, remove, not remove, add. We'll have remove as well. Add, remove, and then update, and then sort. Right, and you can have the buttons here, and you can place on wherever you want to place it. If you want to have the same size, you can select all the buttons, and then you can right click and then select same width, and you can align it to the center if you wish. And then if you want to have separated colors, you can from the background, you can select the panel, and then you can select the color you wish to have. All right. Okay. Then we are done with the buttons right now. Right. So right. Then we'll have what? Okay. Right. And thereafter, I feel like adding another two buttons just to select this. Right now, let me add another panel. Later on, if I wish to use it, I'll be using it. For the time being, I'm not. Right now, this is how it looks like. Here, if we have time, we'll try to have two buttons to select as well. Right now, okay. Now this is the panels I want. Let's say this panel also to separate. I'm going to have the same color which I have used here. Right. So this is done now. This is the center panel now. See, from the border layout also you can see there are three panels, J-frame, border layout, three panels. Right. Now this is the panel 2 I am using now. For the panel 2, I want to add another panels on top of this. So change the layout into a card layout. Before I do it, these three panels, if you go and check the properties right now under the layout, there's a direction. After, this is center, this is before center, after likewise, we have. Now, let's see. Changing the layout for this panel, the center panel. Okay, right. Set layout. I'm gonna set it as the card layout. Now I have set the panel, this third panel, which is the panel 3, which is the center, as the card layout. Okay, and then I need to keep on adding panels on top of these. So in order to add the panels, what I'm gonna do is either you can just drag and drop the panels from here. But the problem here is when you are dragging and dropping, if you put inside this panel, it will come a child of this particular panel. So I don't want to have it like this. I want to have on top of this panel 3. I want to have the next, what are the panels I'm going to insert on top of the panel 3, not inside panel 3. So right click on the panel 3, select add from palette, swing container, the same thing, right? Swing container panel, right? Add from palette, swing container panel. Then it will add a panel exactly the same size as panel 3 on top of the panel 3, right? Now here for this one, I want to have a label or something saying welcome to item store, welcome to the ABC store. Right. And then if you want, you can increase the font size. Now you are aware about that. If you want, you can bold and italic. Likewise, you could do it. Right. Now, this is what it displays in the panel 4. Right. Now I need to have another panel as well when you click on the search to be displayed. Right. Now when you click on the search to be displayed, to add another panel on top of the panel 3. Again, right click on the panel 3, select add from palette, zinc container panel. Right. So now the panel 5 added. Now this is the panel 5. Here, this is the panel 5. Now here I'm going to have a label saying item name to search. Search by, I have search by, search by. Right. I have a variable called search, a label called search by, and I'm going to have a text field to search. And then we're going to have a list to display the items. So you're going to have a list to display the items. Right now, we'll have a list to display the items. Right. And for this list, if you don't want to display these models items, then you can select this and remove it. So it won't display it. Right now you can see this list and the label and the text field inside the panel 5. Label, text field and the list inside the panel 5. Right, now we have added this as well. Now this has to open when you click on search. This panel has to be appeared. Right. Then we need to have this add button. When you click on add, we need to have this. Right now, add. Right now, what are the components we have added to the item class? Preference I also set. No? Right now, let's add another panel on top of the panel 3. Right click, add from palette, sync containers panel. Right now, there we are going to add a new item. So we need to have some labels and we need to have some text fields to get the inputs. Right now, we need to get the item name, and thereafter we need to get the what is item ID, item name, item ID, item name. We had what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 inputs we need to take. Right. 2 variables are there already. 3, 4, and then 5. Item ID, item name, quantity, and then price, and then the preference. Preference. Right now, this preference variable I have just added for your reference, and then you need to work on this. You need to continue this activity to work with to sell the items as well. Right now, the text area we need to have text field. Okay, we need to have text field. Let's keep on adding text fields. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I need to have the same size, let's say. Then I will select the first one, and I'm gonna say same width. Right. Right now we need to have another button called add. Here, another button called insert or add. Add item. Right now, this is for the add, and then if you click on the remove, we need to have this as well. Right. Okay, when for that we need to have another panel added. So right click on the panel 3, right select add from palette panel. Now from the panel 6, I want to delete. So how can I delete? I need to select the item from the I need to first select the item from the drop down. Let's say we have a drop down, and from here I need to select the item. And when I select the item's values should be displayed according to these variables. Let's say item ID, item name, quantity, price, and the preference, and this button as well. I'm going to take a copy of this, and I'm going to paste it into the next panel where I am using now panel 7. Right now, panel 7, I have this now. Okay. Right now, in front of these, we need to have some labels to display because we are going to delete, no? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then we have a button called remove item. Remove item. Right. Right. Then I need to right. Now this is the labels I need to have to be displayed, right? If you want, you can remove the text. The label right now you can leave it, because whenever you select an item, it would display these values. Right now, if you don't want to have these values, but remember the label IDs, you can just remove it. The label would be there. Right now, these labels are there. Right now, the next thing is for the update. Okay, right now again click on the update. Add a panel first. So right click on the panel 3, select add from palette, sync container panel. Now that's the panel 8. So I need to have the combo box. I need to have these labels, quantity, price, reference, and the button as well. So I'm gonna take these, and then I'm gonna have it on the panel 8. Right. And this button is for update item. Update item. And from the panel 5, I'm gonna have a copy of these components. Let's say here item ID, and update items. And then here for the item ID, let's say I don't want to user to update the item ID, so I'm gonna remove editable. So user will not be able to update the item as well. Right, then we are done with this interface as well, and one more interface to be done. Right now, one more interface to be done, which is to sort. Right now, sort is done by similarly. So add the panel another set there. Okay, add from palette panel. And from this panel 5, you can no need to take this. No. Only a list we need to add. We need to add a list, J list, and we need to have the two buttons to say sort by let's remove this, sort by price and by quantity. Okay, we have by price and by quantity. First one by price, by availability, by quantity. Let's see, by quantity and by price. Likewise, you can do it. Right, now let's do the design quickly. right? So right now, we will see how to do the coding now. Right now, we have the item class, we have the item GUI. Okay, now here this one has the main method itself. So we can start coding here. Right. Now we need to have a list of items first, right? So we'll create an list of items first, and then thereafter we could do it now. Therefore, before the constructor, let's declare array list, and I'm gonna declare an array list, type of items, item class type, all items, right? And that's the array list. Now, after the need components, I'm gonna initialize this items equals new array list, right? We need to add some items objects to this items dot add, right? We have to add the new items, then new item. Right now we can call the constructor by passing item IDs. Let's say 101, which is integer item ID. Item name, let's say chair, and integer quantity 10, price 950.99, f, comma, preference is 0. Right now, this is actually not required at this point, but for your reference, like let's say I want you to add some cell or something, and when you sell an item, I want you to increase the preference by 1 and add another sort by preference method or something, and then do the needful, right? 101, 105, 103, 102, 105, 106. Right now, let's say we have chair, bed, desk. Likewise, we have some values. So we keep on adding the values. Right. Okay. Then what were we doing? Okay, adding values. So chair, update, desk. What else we have? Table. Okay, quantity, bed quantity. Let's say 5. 2,950, desk 800, 1,550, quantities 15, tables quantities 8, which is 1,350. Also armchair we have 5 quantity, which is 1050. Okay, and then tell me another item to be added. Bed. So okay, we'll have sofa, open what? Sofa. We'll have sofa quantity 20. Price goes it's in Amazon 19,000. 9,550.9. Right now, we have something like these items added into here. There is no order in item ID, and there is no order by the quantity, and there is no order by the right now. Right. Okay. I'm gonna sort by quantity and price, so I'm gonna have the same item or ID order. Okay. Then you can see clear. Right. 105, 106. Then the quantities are in a mix, and then let's say this is 6. And the prices are different. So you can see that's how it goes, right? Okay, right. And then, okay, what we were doing, and we were adding the, I just add the items, no? Right, okay. Now, what I want to do is right now, initially, when you run this application, we need to display this particular card. Now, okay, previously I showed you the layouts, no? Right now in the navigator, right now if you select the first frames, right now panel 1, you can see panel 1 has the layout option called before, and panel 2 was after, and panel 3 was center. And after the panel 3, we have changed the layout into card layout. So panel 4, if you consider, which has a card name, and panel 5 has a card name, panel 6 has a card name. Likewise, you have card names. Right now, I want to display the panel 4, which is card 2. Then uh, we can create a card layout object to display the particular panel. So I'm going to create a card layout object because there's a variable type called card layout class type. Card layout object cl equals I need to get from the J panel what is this the parent panel we are using here, which is panel 3. So J panel 3 dot get layout. Right now J panel 3 is a right now layout has to be casted to a card layout type. Right, then we have the card layout object cl dot show. We can say to show the panel we want. Right now the parent panel is panel 3. The parent is panel 3. On top of this, we need to display the card name. Card number was card 2, right? Let's verify this first. Okay, we'll have card 4 first, and then thereafter we'll verify this. Now this was card 2, panel 4, card 2. Right. Anyway, if you run this one, now it has to display card 4. No? What is the card 4? Card 4 means here, which one? This is card 3. This is supposed to display this one. Right. Let's see. Yes, when you run, it is the one it displays. Right now, when you click on anything, nothing happens. And we have forgot to put the title as well. So we'll put the title and then we'll make it to correct to display the card 2. Right now, we not set the title, click on the first form, and which is the J frame. And then you have the title. Here you can set item stock. Item store, and thereafter you can set it. And then we get back to here and we'll set this as card 2. Now this is the card 2. Now initially this would display the card 2. Right. So now what I want to do is I want to, when you click on the search button, if the user click on the search button here, I want to display this panel, which is the card number 3. I want to display the card number 3. So when I click on the search button, double click on the search button, and if I click on the search button and I can use this card layout. Right now this button I can use this coding, and then I can say display the card number 3. And while displaying the card number 3 as well, let's say I want to load the items to a this. I want to display the this layout. I want to display the elements to the list as well. So I'm going to create a default list model type object called default list model. I'm going to create a default list model type object to store item type called dlist. And later on, I am using default combo box model as well. So I'm going to use default combo box model. Default combo box model type as well you call as the combo. I'm gonna declare. Right now what I'm gonna do here is when user wants to we need to load the items to the default list model, right? Then I'm gonna say I'm gonna delist equals, we'll initialize this first, new default list model, and then using a for loop we can say for item type objects in items list, I need to add that into a for item type objects in the item list. I want to add that into the D list. Right, D list dot add element. I can pass the ID. Right now, afterwards, right now we are done with the item setting list. Then we can say JList1 dot JList1 dot the list1 dot set model the default list model. Right. Now we are done with this JList1 dot set model default list. Incompatible type default list model item can be converted to an item string. Right. So what we need to do is okay. All right. Default list. We have the default. Okay, here we have not done it. Right now this has to be fixed. Yes. Right. Now let's run it and see. Now when I click default it should display this. When I click on search, it has to display like this. Right now items get loaded, and when you search by something here, this has to be loaded. Right now, thereafter we have to do this. Right now, for the time being, I'll quickly try out this. Let's say this one. To quickly try out. Right, and we need to do it when you type on search bar, no? Now text field here. Okay. When you type on this, it has to be filtered something like this, right? So right click on this text field. Now previously I showed you that when you click on a button, it triggers the action performed event. And like we have different events. So when you type on this text field, you have key pressed, key released, key typed, then key released. When you type something, key released, you are going to the event, key released. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do the same thing. You're going to copy here from the first one, because only concern is we don't have to copy all the elements at the all the elements, only if that contains. Then we're going to put an if condition. If dot I dot get item name. We need to use the getter now. Get item name dot contains the character sequence of this text field 1, j text field 1 dot get text. If it is available here, then we need to, if it is available, only then only we have to add it, right? So we can put it here. Right now we can have bracket in order to make this more visible. Right now, see, only difference is here. We're gonna list the elements, but we're gonna filter if it is available on the text field 1. Whatever you have typed, if it is available on the text field 1, then only those elements would be added to the list. That's the only difference, right? Right, we'll see. Okay, now when you click on search, right now if it is E, if I type all the things which contains E, only by item name now I'm searching, right? ABLE table, right? AIR, chair, IR, only for chair, and armchair we have. ES, only for the desk. Likewise, you can search by the letters. Right now, when you clear it, it will load all the items right now. And remember, if you do not initialize it here, whenever you keep on adding, it will get added into the list again and again and again. The list would be lengthy then, right? That is how you do the search right now. Then the next thing is for the insert button. Right now, the insert. Right now, when you click on the insert, right now we can have this line also at the beginning, no? We'll try card layout also. Card layout. We have to initialize late. Therefore, it's easier to have it. Okay. Right, then we'll copy this same thing. And what? When you click on the add button, double click on the main add button here, then paste it. Right now we need to display the, not the card 3, we need to display which? Add button is from what? Not the panel 5, panel 6, which is the card number 4. Card number 4. That's it. Right now, we are done with this now. Then we to display the particular item. Then if you click on this add item here, then here the equals method in the item class we have overridden to check whether by the item ID. Right now, here what I'm going to do is first we're going to create an item object. Item class object item I equals new item. We have to get the item ID and those values. So we need to get the item ID, right? Item ID is from jtext field 1.getText, right? Here this one, jtext field 2.getText. Which has to be an integer. We need to cast into an integer, pass into integer, then integer.parseInt. Integer.parseInt to jtext field 2.getText. Right now we need to get this text. Right now we need to have the item name from text field 3, I think, dot get text. We'll make sure this is the text field 3, 4, 5, 6, quantity price preference. Quantity now. Quantity is an integer, right? So we'll have this jtext field 4, and then we have the price. Price is a float dot pass float. Text field 5 dot get text, and then Last one is the preference. That is integer pass in 6.getText. That's it. Right now, this is the item object we have created. Now we can check whether if items dot right now we can check whether if items dot contains I, if it is available in I, we're gonna display a message saying this is available. So I'm gonna copy from the calculator class the warning, the login UI, the warning message. Rather typing it here, it's easier. Item exist. I'm gonna say J option pane.show message dialog. I'm gonna display saying item ID plus item ID what? I dot item ID that get item ID exists. 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 Duplicate entry. And then if you want, you can have not a warning message. If you want, you can have an error message as well. Error message means you need to pass 3 items. You just need to check. Right. We have the option dot error message if this item contains. Right. No, otherwise, else we can add the item. We can say items dot add I, and we can display again this message saying item added, item ID added. Object item added. This is information message. Information message. Right now, like this, I'm gonna have this. Right. Now, afterwards, you can come up with a button, another method called reset or something. And after adding the items, in order to clear this out. Right now, this won't clear the values you have previously typed. No? Right now, this code will not clear out the previous typed values. I'll show you. Right now, you can come up with a way to do that as well. We have search and then add, let's say 106. I'm gonna add item name, same thing and same thing, and I should get an error. Item ID exists because the same item is exist. Right. So now I need to add a new item because we are checking object dot equals method. We have overridden to compare by item ID, you know. And let's say that the rest of the fields are the same. Chair. Let me have the chair quantity 10, price 950.99, and preference 0. If you add the item, object added, because only it will check by the item. And then here this won't get cleared, right? Now, since this is not cleared after displaying the message, so you can come up with a method called reset or something, and then you can clear out the values. And then if you want, you can call to the search method or something like that, or you can keep it here. It's up to you, but I'm not going to clear it out for you, right? Then you have to think by yourself of how to get this thing done, right? Then it's about the delete. Right now, first of all, when you click on the delete button, we need to load the items into default combo box, and then we have to do this thing. And so first, I'm going to go to the button one action performed event and copy the code here and go to the remove. First, I need to get the items, display the card layout, which is 5, I guess, no? Previously it was 4, no, then that is 5. And this has to be default combo, default D combo, and new default combo box model. All right. And we need to add the items into the D combo, default combo. And then for the in this one, which is J7, which is the card number 5, has this combo box 1. So this combo box 1, J combo box 1 dot set model to be combo. Right now, what happens here is the items first it would go to the layout 5, card 5, and then it would load the elements from the items list, array list into the default combo box list. And then from the default combo box model, we'll set that into the combo box 1. Now the combo box 1 will get I load the items. Now what I need to do, now this is loaded now with the items we have. Right now, when I click on this, when I click on the remove, this combo box get loaded. Now, when I click an item from this combo box, when I click an item from the combo box, I need to load the elements to these. When I click an item from this, I need to load the elements to these labels we have. Right now, see, can you remember the labels we had? We had label 13 here, 14, 15, 16, and 17. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Right. The event is when you action perform. When you click an item from the combo box, then combo box action performed event. Combo box action performed event. Right. Now, when you select an item from the combo box, right now, when you trigger the combo box action performed event, we will get the item first here. Item dot I equals, we have to cast it into item type. What you have to do, J combo box 1 dot get selected in the item. We have to get the selected item. Right now, we in the I contains the selected item. Now, label 13 onwards, we have label 13. Here, label 13 dot set text. I need to get it from I dot get item ID. Is it the way we have item ID? Yes, item ID. Likewise, we have. So let's copy this one. 13, item ID, item name, 15, 16, item ID, item name already a string, right? Then item dot get item name, and then item dot get price, get quantity, and label 6 is get 16 is get price, get preference. Up to label 17, no? Yes, label 17 is this, right? Right now, this would load the elements into here. Right now, let's try it out whether it works. Now, when you click on the search delete button, it has to load the elements in the combo box. And when you click on item from the combo box, it should load the elements to the labels we have. Right. Add it. Right. Remove. Select one. It should get loaded like this. Right. Now, Right. Now what we need to do is when you click on delete, that means when you click on the remove item button, we have to remove the item. Right. When you want to remove an item. Okay. First, we need to get the item selected from the user. Right now, let's see the item selected by the user. And then we need to ask user wants to delete it first if you want. Let's say ask user to whether user wants to delete it. So what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to get the user to respond to me in integer r equals. This time I'm going to show j option pane dot show confirm dialog. Show confirm dialog. Show confirm dialog. I'm going to ask what is the message? Remove I'm going to say the item ID, I dot get item ID. And the title is, I'm asking for the confirmation. Right, and option types, I don't know the option types, then let's get it from the J option pane. Dot, yes, no options, yes, no, cancel, yes, no, cancel option. Okay, yes, no, cancel option means just an integer number, right? Now this is, even though this is very a big value, the yes, no option means if you just pass one would be enough, okay? Just pass one would be enough. If it is yes, no option only, just need to pass 0. If it is yes option only, you just need to pass 0. Right now, likewise, you need to pass the values. Yes, no, cancel, and the message type also will say J option pane dot right now, this is a question message. This is a question message. Question message means you have to just pass 3. Even you can just pass question message or you can just pass 3. Right? Both will either will work, right? Now, whatever the result user set will be stored in the R variable because confirm message dialog return integer value. Now we can check whether if R equals to J option pane, that means if user wants to delete yes option or OK option. OK means what? OK means 0. And let's try yes. Yes option means 0. Both are the same. J option if R equals 0, or you can just say yes option. If it is yes, then we have to delete it. How can we remove? We know how to remove it from the collection. Items dot remove the item. Items dot remove I, and then we have removed the item. So now we can display the message saying item removed. We can delete the message display message item ID. Now no longer item is available. Right, then item removed. Let's say we will display it like item removed. Right, item removed. What do you call the title? Information. Confirmation or something. Say, acknowledgement or whatever. You can have any name. Success. Let's say success because it shows as the title. Then information message. Right now, this has this if user says delete, now we will delete. Though we have removed the item, the problem here is we are not resetting the values from the labels. So it's up to you to, like previously I said, you need to come up with a method called reset or something to clear the value. Once you insert an item here, right, once you insert an item, you need to clear these labels, text fields. And likewise, if you clear an item from the remove, let's say 101 item you want to remove, it would ask remove. Then if you say no, it won't. If you say cancel, won't. If you say yes, item, it would display item remove, but the values would be there, right? And then again, but this combo box still shows you 101 elements. So because previously it got loaded, so let's say we'll reload the combo box as well after removing this. So if item has been removed, we need to reload the combo box. The combo box reloading part happens here now. J button 3 action performed event. So we will call J button 3 action performed event. Right. Then what happens is when you delete, right now, the combo box will get reloaded from the available items in the item list. So without any issue, right now, let's say 101 chair, I'm going to remove. Yes, item removed, now no longer 101 available. See, likewise, you can see the values. But the only concern here is if you delete an item, you need to write a way to clear these label values. Until you select an item, you need to clear the values, right? So it's up to you to do. Right, now we are done with this delete part as well. How can we achieve the removal? Right now, first in button 3, we have loaded the elements to the combo box, default combo box model, and then for the combo box. Thereafter, when you select an item from the combo box, we load the elements to the um, whatever the labels, and thereafter, if user wants to delete, we have removed it. Now the next thing is for update as well. So update also initial steps are the same. When you click on the update button, you need to display the particular card, and then you need to load the elements into the combo box too. And when you select an item from the combo box too, you need to load the elements to the particular text fields available in that particular form. So the same thing you have to do. Try out. I'll give you 2 minutes. Try. You can quickly try out. So right now the next thing is whenever you click on what? Update button, no? Update button. Right. What needs to happen? We'll copy from here. But make sure when you're copying, change the code accordingly. Yeah? This is from the card 6. We need to display. Fine. We need to add into the default combo box 1, and then combo box 2 needs to be loaded. Right. Then whenever you select the combo box 2, we are done with this. Now we are in here. That is where card 6, right? Now when you select the action performed event on this combo box 2. So we're gonna copy this, and then we're gonna have first of all we'll have the label text field IDs. This is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then this has to be combo box 2 dot get selected item, and j text field 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 8, 9, 10, 11. Right. Now we can load the elements into the selected fields. Now we are done with this. Now, right, whenever user click on the item button, update item here, press the mouse. Right here, I can't see. Right, go to the design, and if you click on the item button. But now what you need to do is, again, we need to get the item object. Right, so, and I'm not gonna ask user wants, do I update the item or so on, then if you want, you can do the rest. What I want to do now is update the items. Then from the combo box tool, we need to get from the combo box 2 dot selected item, and then we can set item ID. We can't set the item ID because I have set it as disabled, so I don't need it. Item name is from string value, right? So j text field 8 dot get text, right? And we have initially when I have typed no insert method. When I'm typing insert method, let me check. See the init components method, how long it has been now generated. All the variables we have added is there. No, right? All right. Oh, insert button we have written. No, we have written the insert button. Where is it? We wrote nicely. And button. Let's see. Here, see. I'm gonna copy these for a while. I dot set item name. That is text field 8 dot text. Then I need to pass it to I dot set quantity item ID item name quantity set quantity. That is by integer dot parseInt get text field 9 dot get text. Right. Integer dot parseInt We need to pass an integer, right? Then we have to set the price. Then I dot set price. We need to pass a float value. Float dot pass float. Get text and then this. But it has to be text field 10. And set preference. I dot set preference. That has to be 11. Not get text. Right now, item updated. So we can display item updated. Item updated. And then if you want, reload the combo box 2 by action button 4. And then if you wish, if you want to select the first item, we can say j combo box 1, j combo box 2 dot set selected item as 0. Right now, let's say we can try this one by setting the selected item as 0, then it should load the items. We'll see whether it works. Mm -hmm. Update. I'm gonna have chair, chair would let's say teak, and then quantity into 100, and item ID cannot be changed. Price into 1250. Preference 10. I'm gonna update the item updated. Then it would get loaded, and then what's the problem here? Integer cannot be passed to class code. Integer is in module Java. Selected item, set selected index. Right now we need to pass set selected index as 0, right? And index we need to pass. Right. Update, and let's say bed, I'm gonna say first one, let's say chair, I'm gonna say chair a, and then something like this. Okay, something like this. I'm gonna say update item, and then it brought the next available item, the new item right now according to the updated one. Right now, the same thing we could done it for the delete when you delete an item as well. We'll do that as well here. J combo box 1 dot set selected item 0. Now the new item would be loaded there. Right. Now what we have done is for the update, the same thing like in the delete, we did for the update as well. Right. Now sorting is very easy. Just a matter of time. So I'll give you 1 more minute for you to ask questions if you have any. Please, if you have any questions, please ask before going into the sorting part. Right. So the next thing is when you want to sort an item. Right now, when you click on the sort, first of all, we'll get from the first one, button one, action performed event. We'll copy the items and then, right, let's get back to the design. When you click on the sort, initially we can get the card number should be card 7. Right, then JList2.set model. Items get should loaded into this one, and thereafter, when you click on this by quantity, that is by quantity by the default sorting method. No, first of all, we can say collections.sort. Collections.sort. We can sort the items list first, and thereafter, we can add the items to this list. And if it is the sort by price, we can sort the collection items collection by sort by price, new sort by price method, and then we could try out. Okay, we are done with this. See how it works. Right now, when you select sort, the items get loaded into the list 2 by quantity. In descending order 2015 10 8 6 5 in descending order by price, price in ascending order 950,000 50,000 350,000 550 likewise. Now see, this is how we can sort. Now the sorted order would be available thereafter. Thereafter default order would be the sorted order. Right now, this is how we can do this. Right now, again, mm, you can try out having two buttons here right now for an example, just to try out the states. Here you can have a button here. Let's say this side we can have two buttons, and you can have some variable called state. When you click on the search button, when you click on the search button, you can say state equals 1, state equals 0, or something like this. You can leave a variable. And if state equals 0, and if you click on this, then you need to increase the item by like this. You have to increase it like this, just to go up and down. If state is equals like, let's say if it is sorting, right? If state is equals to, let's say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If it is 4, like then again, when you click on plus button, you need to go upwards like this. And if it is, if you click on this button, it has to go down. If it is state equals remove button, right? When you click on this button, right now you should be able to iterate through the combo box. Or when you click on this, you should be able to go down the combo box. Likewise, you can try. Okay, just think, add two buttons and see whether we can do it quickly. At least for one interface, we'll try. Try out quickly. Let's say here, what? I'm gonna add a button here called plus, and then another one called minus, and then let's see, at least for one interface, I'll try. Okay, and here I need to have button here. Plus, and I'm gonna have another button. Button 11, button 12, button 11, button here plus, and then here let's say minus. Right, so something like this we have, let's say, plus and minus. Right, now what I'm going to do is, if it is search, when you, first of all, I'm going to have a variable called, let's say we'll have a variable called state or something. Integer state equals 0. Integer state is equals to 0. Right. So state is equals to 0. And then when you call the card number 2, all right, card number 2 means here you are displaying card number 2 means this one, no? This one, card number 2. Let's say this is state 1. This is state 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Card number 2 means state 1. If it is state 1 and when you call the card number 2, we will say, we'll set the state is equals 1. State is equals to 1. And now when you click on this button, if it is plus button, right now what we're going to do is, if state is equals to 1, if state is equals to 1, if state is equals to 1, state is equals to 1, what we need to do, right? Now I need to go through the array list items, right? Now, how can I do that? Right now, then what we can do is J list. This is J list 1, right? Then I can say J list 1 dot get a set selected index. Now we need to set the selected index. Set selected index by J list 1 dot get selected index. I can get the selected index and increase it by 1. And I need to make sure it won't go above the index levels, no? Therefore, then modulus by then items dot size. If it is state equals 1, right? Then if it is add button, there's nothing to do, no? State 1, right? 2, 3, remove. And if it is a remove, remove in the sense this one, no? If it is remove, that means when you call the remove, we'll set the state equals 3. When you call the remove, we'll set the state is equals 3. State is equals to 3. Now we can check whether if state is equals to 3, else if state is equals to 3, else if state equals to 3, now we need to go through the J list, not list, J combo box 1. This has to be J combo box 1 dot get set selected items, then J combo box 1. Right, now we need to go through the combo box now. Right, now if it is state equals 3, and then if it is for the update, if it is update, we can set the state is equals to 4, state is equals to 4. And if it is for the sort, we can set the state is equals to 5. State is equals to 5. Right, now then. If it is state is equals to 4, right, state is equals to 4, right, the bracket is moving. J combo box 2 dot set index. And if I'll see state equals 5. Here is 2 dots at selected index, right? Okay, then we can have the same thing, and then we can have subtract if it is the other way around. Right now, how can you do this? Right now, if it is, then -1. Every +1 we need to subtract now. Right, let's see how it works. Whether right now, initially, if you click plus or minus, nothing happens, right? If you click on search, and then you can do it like this, see? And if it is add, nothing happens. If it is remove, you'll be able to select items from this complex. If it is update, right? If it is sorting, see, this is how you can do it. You can maintain a state variable, and then you can go through this up and down arrows. Then it's up to you to do it, and then come up with a clear method also to try these. Right, I'm not gonna show you how to connect with the database, but today, anyway, I'll be sharing some recordings about how to connect with the database and how to insert, update, delete, search, and then manipulate the data from taken from the database. Therefore, when you're coming the next day, you make sure you watch and come. Right, and okay, thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can ask now.